Hi, I'm Bodie Pendus, and today I'm going to show you how we're going to take this mess of a menagerie, this collection of junk, this stuff that we think we need, and we're going to clean it up by making cabinets that will hang on the wall with a French cleat. Cabinets. And today we're going to take this storage shelf and we're going to protect it from our dust generating machine, also known as a table saw, to be able to have closed cabinets in here so we can have more tidy and clean storage. So I was fortunate to find some 1/2 inch, it's actually about 5/8 inch rough sawn lumber that was 8 to 10 inches wide. So I decided that'd be perfect lumber because it was inexpensive to build my storage cabinets. It's going in the garage. I'm not going to sand it. I'm not going to do much to it. And so this is the first cabinet. So you can see that I have made some panels. I did a glue up here. I have 1, 2, 3 panels. I have a top. This is out of plywood, and the bottom's out of plywood. And then I have a French cleat hanger inside here, and then one on the bottom. So that's what a cabinet looks like. It's finished. So this is cabinet number 2, and these are the parts. You do a glue up. We got 1, 2, 3. It'd be a front panel and 2 side panels. Then we have a glue up for the bottom and a glue up for the top. Since I ran out of plywood, we're just going to use this. So this is the lumber that'll be for the 3rd cabinet. And so we have 3 cabinets that will hang on the wall. So after I've glued up each of the panels, I'm cutting them to size. I make sure the 2 sides are the same. In this case, the front is actually the same, so it's more or less a big rectangle box. Then next I cut the top and bottoms to size. Of course, you always have to know exactly what the size is, and when you forget, you got to go remeasure. Now I'm cutting to size the 2 pieces that will be used for the cleats for the back of the cabinets. We'll have one at the top and one at the bottom. So I've been changing out my 0 clearance plate on my table saw, putting in my other so I can tilt my blade at 45 degrees to prepare to cut the cleat for the back. So I have to get it measured all up, make sure I have it the right depth. I'm ready to cut. Now I've got my top and bottom pieces, and I'm going to drill the shit out of these pocket holes. I got 3 on this side, 3 on that side, and 3 in the back. There's none in the front, so let's get busy. Right panel and the top together. I'm going to clamp behind it a little brace, use the pocket hole screws and screw it tight. So I end up flipping over the panel so the pocket hole screws are not seen from the inside of the cabinet. So you're not going to see the top, not going to see the bottom, you'll just see a nice clean edge. Now I'm going to center the top cleat and the top brace. So this was screwed into here and there, and then after we put this side up, we'll attach it there as well. So you may be thinking that I'm going to glue this cleat inside, and how the dickens am I going to hang this? But wait a minute, just hang on, we'll get to that part in a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to put on the other side. All right, so let's take one more look at the bottom of this. This is the door. This is the bottom panel. And we have a second cleat down here that is fitted in here. So we want to match the distance of these cleats in here. So we'll actually, in this next cabinet, put that in last. In this task, I'm assembling the bottom piece, and right now it's a floating bottom cleat section. Ultimately, I decided not to use the second cleat, but I have it there in case I have a lot of heavy stuff in here and need to help support the cabinet at a later date. Now comes the hardest part of the task, and that is moving all this crap before we can put our cabinets up and then put it back in the cabinets. So now the task is to find the nails and the studs. We've done that with our metal detector on our phone. I'll leave a link down below for our prior video where I showed you how to use that. So now I'm going to use an ancient Egyptian method for drawing straight lines. It's nothing other than a plumb bob, piece of string with a weight on it and a nail at the top. So let me show you how this works. So I've got a couple marks down here and here where my stud's going to be located, so I know that if I just hang this right above here, I'll be able to confirm that I'm drilling into the stud. So that's about right there. So we got these marks on average. We know that our stud will be right behind there. So as you drill in our cleat, we know that we'll have this mark. So I'll mark some lines up here so we'll make sure we hit it. So this is where I want the top of the cabinets. Put my straight edge level on there and drill a line across there. Measure down 6.5 inches. That's where my cleat, bottom of my cleat's going to go here, and the other will fit up there on top of that. Right on the money. These are deck screws, plenty long to make sure we hold, and I'm putting 2 screws in each one of these because it's going to bear the brunt of the load. I built these cabinets so they'll hang flush to the wall. That way I did not have to have a back on them. So I designed these in such a way that this cleat is going to go right over the cleat up against the wall. So for this to work, there has to be a notch out of here that allows the other cleat to be able to be lifted up and set in place. And so now we're going to use my Japanese saw and cut this opening right here so we can have that where it'll slide over the existing cleat that we've just hung on the wall. This Japanese pull saw is really nice, and I'm going to put a link down below because if you've not had one of these, you certainly want to try it. This is really a superb saw. Okay, I've notched out these two with the Japanese saw. Now I'm going to just take my jigsaw and just cut this piece out where I can get it flat, and then I can go in a little bit more with that. So here we go. There we go. Put a door on it, we're good to go. So now I'm putting hinges on the left side of the door. So I've basically took my chisel and chiseled out recess for this because I want the door to fit flush. So this is going to be attached to the back side of the door, and this part's going to be attached to the outside of the panel. So the door will open all the way like that. So with that, now we have to drill these guys in right here. So let's get this going. Okay, so I put shelves in here by just taking some pieces and putting some strips along the side here to be supports these are all going to be movable because if I want to have different heights of storage, these little side braces here are just tacked in with my nail gun, and in that way they can be moved. And these are just pieces that are in here. Here's a close-up of the handle. It's nothing more than an L-shaped piece of wood cut and screwed into the cabinet side with a little washer on it to allow it to pivot back and forth. Like that. It's just tight enough that it'll hold by friction. So while my cabinets don't have any handles on them, and they have these levers on them, and I put those in, little custom little pivot things, because what happened, the wind would blow in here and the cabinets would open. So I needed some sort of closure. This was simple and easy, and you can get it to shut. So if you liked our video on building garage cabinets, be sure and give us a thumbs up. Want to see more of our construction projects? Consider subscribing down below. And as usual, come back and see us real soon.